Welcome to Chicago Stadium, where tonight the United States takes on Finland in the final day of the round-robin aspect of the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. There's still an awful lot at stake. Team Finland came into this tournament seeded 6th overall, and here they are, knowing that they'll play again in the medal round.
Nobody gave them an opportunity or a chance, I suppose you'd have to say now that they've had the opportunity, Jakes. Someone said they had cat guns. Those things turned into .357 Magnums, and as far as the U.S. was concerned, they were ranked much higher. Boy, are they a powerful team. Their gun powder's dry, and they're shooting big.
The Soviets and the Czechs are going home early. Sweden defeated Czechoslovakia today 5-2 to move into 4th place. No matter what happens between Canada and the Soviets, that game just underway. The Soviets are all finished. They're in the standings. Team USA can finish as high as 1st, as low as 3rd. If they win, they move ahead of Canada, provided the Canadians lose to the Soviets. Finland is right in there as well. The opening ceremony is coming up in just a moment. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. In the surprising Finnish team with a record of 2 wins, a loss, and a tie, against Team USA with a record of 3 wins, 1 loss, and no ties. The game between Canada and the Soviet Union underway at Quebec City. The Soviets scored early in the game. Here's a look at the goal scored by number 12, Alexei Hyderov, on the backhand, and early. It deflects off the skate, and the Soviets have taken a 1-0 lead over Team Canada. Not much to prove for the Soviets, except to go home with a little bit of pride if they can.
Makes the flight back to the Soviet Union a little happier, a little shorter, but one way or another, they're going back anyway. Interesting that you look at the Soviets and the Czechs, 2 powerful teams in Canada Cup history, have both been eliminated.
And Sweden will finish with 4 points. Finland against the U.S. here tonight, and there's a lot on the line as far as positioning for a straight knockout in the semifinals.
Another way of saying it is that the first 3 teams have not really sewed up their positions.
There's the coaching staff for Team Finland. The head coach, same man that handled the team at the 1988 Winter Olympics, and will handle Finland's chances again in Albertville in 1992, Pentti Mäkinen. And Tim Taylor, who has taken over for Bob Johnson, the coach of Team USA. Now for the opening ceremonies, let's join the man who's been the public address announcer here at Chicago Stadium for many years,
Harvey 1991 Labatt Canada Cup game between Team USA and Team Finland. As is the custom in international hockey, the captains of Team Finland and Team USA will now come to the center ice to exchange gifts. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you all please rise while the playing of Finland's national anthem. You remain standing while soloist Wayne Mesmer and organist Frank Bellico sing and play the United States national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we
Chicago. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup.
Glad I'm not finished. I wonder how you'd say the four-letter word and finish that. That starts with an S.
Number 26, Chris Shelley. And center, number 17, Jeremy. At right wing, number 9, Mike Madonna. And left wing, number 21, Tony Renato. The addition of the sport tonight's game, referee is Bill McCurry. The linesmen are Mark Vines and Ray Scampinello. Remember, immediately following tonight's game, I'll give the players of the game award presentations.
Say again.
The officials for tonight's game: Bill McCreary will referee, Mark Vines and Ray Scampinello on the lines. Entire Canadian officiating crew, all with National Hockey League experience.
In goal for the two teams, somewhat of a surprise. John Van Beesbroek, his first game on the left, and on the right, Jukka Tammi, the 29-year-old puck stopper for Team Finland.
And Team USA starts with Jeremy Roenick at center ice, Mike Madonna on the right side, and Tony Granato on left wing. That's Granato shifted over to the right side, dumping the puck in. Madonna went after it. He chases the defenseman Newman into the boards and hit him hard, and there'll be a penalty right off the bat. It'll be against Team USA as we watch Jari Kurri with a cross-ice pass. Over the line is Jani Ojanen with a shot that's wide. Ojanen plays with Tikkanen and Kurri on this line, and now they'll stay out there, no doubt, for the power play. Early in the game, this is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup.
Tailed its hit. Mike Madonna draws the first penalty deep in the Finnish zone. He takes a boarding penalty down in the corner. Madonna riding the defenseman Teppo Numminen into the boards very heavily, too heavily to the liking of the referee.
Ojanen moves in to take the draw. Tikkanen is to the right, Kurri to the left for Team Finland. It's the puck back to the point. This is Rutinen. Tikkanen looks toward Kurri, who's trying to circle in front of the net, played it to the corner instead. Ojanen, Rutinen, hard side, that's Teppo Numminen. That's a Tikkanen, who's given it to Jani Ojanen. Now Tikkanen handles the puck. This box defense set up by Team USA. Team Finland moves it in toward Kurri, and then got it right back from Ojanen. Jari Kurri, who'll play for the Los Angeles Kings this coming NHL season, has the puck once more at the top of the circle. That's a Tikkanen. Tikkanen with a head moving back and forth, directing his players to get some motion in their power play now. Ojanen, Tikkanen, but it's a very deliberate setup here, Ed.
It's a penalty killer's delight as far as Team USA is concerned right now.
Big shot at the point from Rutinen. Numminen played it in and got it right back from Kurri. Gives it to Jari again.
Looks like they're trying to kill the clock themselves.
Tikkanen will set up back in the net here with a pass to Jari Kurri. Quick shot deflected into the skates of Van Beesbroek, who covers, and there's no further play.
You can see the players of Finland getting anxious themselves. They're wasting down a lot of time, 1 minute and 10 seconds, without taking a shot at the goal. Jari Kurri, a real sniper for a power play. There's the pay partially blocked. John Van Beesbroek, his first taste of the puck. Jari Kurri, we'll welcome back to the NHL this season. We're also going to be able to talk to Jari. He's consented to talk to us at the end of the second period.
Team Finland controlling the puck. Jari Eloranta, 35-year-old defenseman, number 4, playing the right point now on the power play. Moved it in deep. Rutu gets it back toward the line, outside the line, a race for it. Out comes the goaltender, Tammi, and he's cleared it towards center ice. Solani was there, but couldn't pick it up. Strico does. Evan Miller up for checking, along with Doug Brown for Team USA. This is Jyrke Lumme, formerly with the Montreal Canadiens, now with the Vancouver Canucks. Lumme has given it to Eloranta. Pass Brought through center ice by Christian Ruutu of the Buffalo Sabres, and he got checked at the blue line. It is still 1-0. Team Soviet, I should say, leading Team Canada late in the first period. That game is at Quebec City. Strico with the tail end of this power play for Finland dumped it in, then Ruutu gets bumped in the corner. Evan Miller holds it against the boards and gets a face-off just as the penalty to Modano expires with not a shot on goal during that power play. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup.
You'd like to say nice going, Team USA, on killing the penalty. I have to believe Finland killed off most of that penalty to Mike Modano themselves.
Yeah, they managed only 1 weak scoring effort. It did turn into a shot on goal. Now Turkinen at center ice plays the puck in. Turkinen originally, when the tournament started, had been centering for Curry and Tikkanen. He struggled. Even though the team got a 2-2 tie in their opening game against Canada, the coaching staff felt that he just wasn't capable of playing between those two. Now Suter sends Olchuk across the line, but the play is offside at the finished blue line. Enio, the Chicago native,
25 years old now. He was the youngest player on the '84 U.S. Olympic team at Sarajevo at 16 years of age.
And he is headed to the bench, and there's a change here. We have an update from Quebec City. We're told that Team Canada has tied that game, and we get a look at the goal then.
Canada wearing the dark red jerseys. Eric Lindros, the 18-year-old wonder boy, sets things up, puts it in the net. There he is with his arms in the air, and it's a 1-1 tie. That's probably about 3 or 4 minutes remaining in the first period in that hockey game.
And I'm wondering what the crowd reaction may have been to that goal. This morning at practice, there were 14 different television cameras at practice. There were 70 reporters in the dressing room wanting to talk to Eric after practice. And they are telling us that there was practically no response to the goal by Eric Lindros at Quebec City. I'm sure you know the story. Drafted by Quebec, refused to wear their jersey. Day of the entry draft. It's not signed. It says he will not play. Now we're going to get a penalty against Team Finland. Johnny Granato was hauled to the ice.
Järvi is going to get the gate for holding just a little too long. McCreary, Järvi is questioning the call.
This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup.
Coming into this game, Team USA led all 6 teams, all the other 5 teams in power play performance. Here's the holding penalty. No question about it. I don't know why Järvi would argue it at all. And he did it in front of the referee. He's got to learn. He's got to go to the Gordie Howe school of getting away with things like that.
Team Finland's penalty killing. Given up only 4 power play goals against. Short-handed 22 times in the tournament. They had cleared it down the ice, but the defenseman, Dura, paid the price. He was decked after he dumped it to length. That gives Roenick in over the line here on the left side. Centered one across. It's out of the reach of Mike Modano, who sets up the man at the point. Battling for the puck is Chelios. It bounces around at the blue line and then slapped the length of the ice by Kekalainen. Jarmo Kekalainen. Played sparingly with the Boston Bruins over the last couple of seasons. The dumping here flagged down and called back on an offside. With 1 minute and 17 seconds left in Järvi's holding penalty.
Talking about the first place so far that Team USA is holding. Jeremy Roenick firing some heavy checks around a moment ago, as you talked about, knocking the defenseman down. But USA has scored 6 power plays so far in the tournament, 22 opportunities, 27.3% efficiency. A very strong first place.
Some discussion at the Team USA bench. Mike Eaves and Tim Taylor talking with Jeremy Roenick. LaFontaine is out on the ice. Not LaFontaine on this power play with Miller and Janney. That's Kevin Hatcher moving in deep. The Washington Capital defenseman gets checked. Miller can't pick up a loose puck, and here's Tikkanen on the right wing boards. So Tikkanen out to center ice. Gary Suter handles it here. Suter for Team USA to Pat LaFontaine, who puts it in the far corner. And he steered it back to the net for Keppo Numminen of the Winnipeg Jets. He's dumped it towards center ice, and Suter is there.
long pass out of Jani's reach, and he touched it. The play would have been offside, and now Team Finland is able to clear it the length of the ice.
Pretty good penalty killing by the defenseman, Jig. Teppo Numminen twice. Once in particular, he took the puck away from Kevin Hatcher. That's not an easy job.
And the U.S. trying to come out of their own zone at a very weak pass, go nowhere. Now they bring the puck over the line. Hatcher finds a little skating room. The centering effort toward Jani was knocked loose. And Jani slipped it to the side of the net. The Finns are on it quickly. Solani, a very talented hockey player, is cleared at the length of the ice. And that will kill off the penalty against Järvi without a shot on goal counted by Team USA. Here they come now, down the right side. It's Otto, and he blasts one off the pads of Tani. And each player taken to the ice. No call made. Tani is left it for Ruutu. Christian Ruutu's played 5 seasons now for the Buffalo Sabres. Put one up that hit the scoreboard, drops back onto the ice, but that'll bring about a play stoppage. We still have 14 and a half minutes remaining in the opening period at Chicago. Johnny Van Beesbroek in the nets tonight. He played 4 of the games in the 1987 Labatt Canada Cup. Had a record of 2 wins, 2 losses, and no ties. Had the best goals against average of all the goaltenders in that tournament, Ed.
Yes, and he also played for the national team, the U.S. national team, in last spring.
Just turned 28 last week. Team USA with Otto at center ice. Olchuk on the left side. And Roenick has moved to right wing. Excuse me, Mick Mullen over on right wing. Only got a haircut today. His teammates have been all over him about it. It just didn't look like Joe Mullen. Johnson playing the puck in along the board. Olchuk unable to handle it. Roma racing down the right side as Turkinen flips it into the zone. Van Beesbroek moves it up along the glass. Bounces in front. Van Beesbroek down to make the save. And then bodies go flying everywhere. Eddie Olchuk having a personal set-to with Altoma. A little scuffling, nothing much more than that.
Altoma gets it from 3 different U.S. players. Here's a good stop. What a beauty by John Van Beesbroek. Jabbing away at, look at there, 1 whack from behind, and then Jimmy Johnson goes after him. Good scoring. Best scoring opportunity of the hockey game. John Van Beesbroek. Altoma left alone in front. One of the dangers of goaltenders shooting pucks around the boards high and hard, and Van Beesbroek is very good at it, is that it's almost like a jump ball. Could go to anybody. That time it went to Finland.
Järvi's line is back out. Järvi, Kekalainen, and Järvenpää for Finland. Team USA with Madonna, Roenick, and Granato. This is Craig Wolanin across the line. Wolanin plays it in toward the corner. Granato over on the right side takes a hit from the defenseman Jutila. Roenick cutting through in front, got knocked off balance. Loose puck now, and chasing it is Brian Leetch. Leetch gets it away from Järvi. Granato out of the far corner, turns, fires one, deflected, and off the pads of the goalkeeper Tani. This is Granato. Granato, picked him up in the corner, centered in front of the deflection off Roenick's stick, and then up here in the near corner. Brian Leetch puts it back in the net. And his goaltender Tani plays it off the glass and out of the zone. 7 minutes has ticked off in the opening period. There is no score, but a play call in the center ice areas. The teams were in the middle of a change, and referee Bill McCreary spotted a couple of guys as poking at one another. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup.
High sticking penalties to Hannu Järvenpää of Finland and Tony Granato of Team USA. They were getting too close. They were both trying to go off the ice and add a little extra to something they'd started earlier.
In a situation like this with international rules, the teams who play 5-a-side, the goaltender Tani stretches out to cover the puck. He seemed to lose sight of it. It came up on a deflection, and he is able to smother the puck and get a face-off.
Groping in the dark, it looked like. I think the puck was deflected by Brett Hull on a soft play by Gary Suter. He put it just to the front of the net. There's the puck deflected by Hull, and then it's down. He doesn't see it. Goaltender's obviously reluctant to make any motion.
with their gloves and pads with a puck they can't see, and they know it's around their feet.
Janney will take the face-off. Taking it for the Finns. Janney steps around Tikkanen, centers one. Hull with the rebound, and Tammy blocks that. Brett Hull battles for it with Numminen of the Finnish team. Puck comes to the right wing boards, and Rutinen gets it outside the zone. Tikkanen through center, across the American blue line, shoots one high over the net. It's Chelios. Works it to the right wing boards, Tikkanen after. Brett Hull is there. Tikkanen sidesteps the check from Chelios. Curry sets up Tikkanen. The point for Rutinen. Takes once, then tried to move in around Janney, but the puck right to Brian Leach. Leach of the New York Rangers lost it at the line to Curry. Team Finland moving through center ice. Tikkanen with a pass that ends up being a turnover. Brett Hull around Rutinen. Can't get through the traffic, however. Out centers, and Janney scores!
Janney, who leads Team USA in goals with 3, now has 4. He started this whole play back at his own blue line when he intercepted a pass between Tikkanen and Jari Kurri. That's Brett Hull as he feeds it to the front, deflected by Craig Janney. It's a 1-0 Team USA lead. Beautiful timing. Hull, who leads the team in scoring, and Janney, who leads the team in goals.
Goal at the 8:05 mark of the opening period. Now the Finns over the line, and Skrikl with a shot. He scores! That didn't take long, did it?
Petri Skrikl, veteran of the Vancouver Canucks, answers back quickly. Here comes Team Finland. That's Gary Suter backing up. He provided some of the screen. There's the puck. John Van Beesbroek got some of it, but not enough. There's the shot, a beauty. Van Beesbroek looks back, but he can't get to it as it trickles across the line.
12 seconds between the goals by Janney, USA, and now Skrikl for Finland. Team still playing 4 aside. Finns trying to come through center ice. Gary Suter knocked it away from Skrikl. Picked up here by Kevin Hatcher. Hatcher, traffic building around him. Here's the point. Suter's shot is tipped toward the corner. Same score here at Chicago as we have at Quebec City, where Team Canada and the Soviet Union are tied 1-1 at the end of the first period. Final 6 seconds, taking off from those matching penalties to Yarvenpää and Granato. That's LaFontaine. Turns on the backhand and plays the puck in deep for Olchuk, trying to set up the man at the point. Nothing doing. The teams are back at full and equal strength. Gary Suter. Suter gets it right back. He and Weinrich together on defense at the moment. Here's Modano. Mike Modano of the Minnesota Stars. Holds it, tried to feed it across as Jimmy Johnson came in late to join the play. And you see Turkkanen turning here. Turkkanen with an outlet. Alcoma lets it go off the boards deep into the U.S. zone. Eric Weinrich controls the puck down. Weinrich and Johnson together on defense. Over in the far corner, number 9 is Modano. To Jeremy Roenick and Rick wide to Tony Granato. 3 Finns, now 4 get back. The U.S. He likes to dump it in. Ariella Ranta takes a hard hit. You hear the crowd react to that. And Miller, who has just come out of the player change, lost it on the boards. Peltoma with it here. Across the line is Kekäläinen. A centering pass picked off by Eric Weinrich. Modano. There's Miller coming with him. Miller gets pushed in ahead of the puck. And USA gets back on side. Past the midway point of period 1. The score tied 1-1 at Chicago Stadium. And Leach putting the puck back in the Finnish end of the ice.
Finland controlling the puck now, Jiggs. It looks as though they're trying to open the game up here a little bit.
And they'll get a chance off the left side. Comes Yarvenpää, and he shot it high and wide. Harvey, that's it knocked off his stick. Europe moves in along the boards, and the play knocked away. Janney has given it to Brett Hull. Fakes the shot at the line. Now he lets it go, and it's deflected by the defenseman, Timo Jutila. Loose back of the net. Team USA able to center, but Willanen was backing out of the zone and recovers now. Ahead to Janney. Nice feed to Hull. Brett Hull shoots. Blocked by Tammy. Hull got decked. Tammy covers the puck. The clock is stopped with just over 9 minutes to play in the period. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup.
Brett Hull sitting, getting a rest on the bench. Good individual effort a moment ago. Started into the hockey game with 2 goals and 5 assists, leading Team USA.
Team USA very close to taking the lead. The puck bounced around in the goal mouth and cleared out by the Finns. Here's Jari Kurri across the line. Centers just out of the reach of Tikkanen. Well, the Finns do have some speed, don't they? Especially this forward line.
Do they ever?
Tikkanen, Kurri, and Yodiganen. Here's Chelios. And Olchuk puts it back in the net for Gary Suter. Suter checking his options. Goes to the right side to LaFontaine. Slipped around one check. Comes across the blue line. Pulls up. Tries to make the play. Got it through, but it was bouncing away from Olchuk at the time. Out the right point. Chelios unloads. That went wide of the net. Suter at the opposite point. Centered one. Off the skates of Olchuk. Tikkanen failed in his effort to clear it out originally, and now Rutinen carries it through center ice. Gets over the line. He lost it, and that put the play offside.
Very explosive Finnish team. You can see why their record is so good in the Canada Cup. 2 wins, a loss, and a tie. Well, they haven't scored a lot of goals, Jakes. 7. They've made the ones that they have scored count. I should say 8 now because of the one here tonight. Team USA with a close call. Watch the puck squirt out from behind the glove. Reaching for it, Tammy. He needs help. He gets some. That number 2 is Teppo Numminen, who has had a strong game so far for Team Finland.
Now Kevin Hatcher plays the puck into the Finnish end of the ice. Jyrki Lume back for it. Got bumped. And USA, Kevin Miller left it in the corner for Joel Otto. Otto was checked. Now he has the puck in turn as Brown came in to help out. Otto centers one across. Doug Brown turns quickly on the defenseman Lokinen, but Lokinen comes away with the puck. Lokinen to center ice. Likes to shoot it in. Solani, number 8. Oh, hard hit there in a collision with Jimmy Johnson. The puck underneath Johnson, and there's no further play. The Finnish player on that race, Solani, was regarded by many as equal to Jari Kurri. Finnish hockey now. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. Chicago, the United States, and Finland tied 1-1. The Finns, remember, in their opening game of the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup, played a 2-2 tie with Canada. Then in their next game, they recorded their very first win ever in Canada Cup play. That was the 1-0 win over Czechoslovakia. Goal coming in the final minute of play out at Saskatoon. Here it's the U.S. moving in with a drive. Tammy way out of the net. The shot well wide, and a delayed penalty call coming against the Finns. Ronick will set up the play at center ice. Eastbrook is on the U.S. bench. They have the extra man out. Janney sets the play from back of the goal. Leach cuts to the right wing boards. Coming up the left is Badano. That's Leach. Dropped it back. Janney to Ronick. Now they're over the line. Ronick slaps it around the boards. Badano waits for it. Mike Badano can't get through the traffic, and the penalty call will be made by referee Bill McCreary. It'll be a holding penalty.
Team USA with some more pressure, forcing the Finns back into their own end, taking penalties. Penalty this time. Peltoma draws a holding penalty. Interesting, too, to point out that the 2 goals scored, Jigs, in this hockey game came when teams had 4 skaters apiece. And 2 of the players in this hockey game, Tikkanen and Jari Kurri, playing with the Edmonton Oilers, responsible for some of the changes of rules that deleted that particular part of hockey from the NHL.
Yeah, exactly so. They do like more ice. Peltoma gets the gate for a holding at 13:11 of the opening period. Peltoma's Los Angeles Kings draft pick. Kings came in the 9th round of the 1988 entry draft. Mike Badano leads the U.S. across the line on the power play. Got it in along the boards. Ronick from back of the net. Off the boards back to Leach. Badano looked toward Chelios, then gave him the puck. Chris Chelios up the slot. The shot is steered up into the seats. A minute and a half remaining in the penalty against the Finnish player. At Chicago Stadium, Team USA has a power play as we welcome our audience across Canada on CTV. Team USA scored first on a goal by Craig Janney at the 8:05 mark, and then Petri Skriko came back 12 seconds later to tie it up for Team Finland, while both teams were playing for a side.
Entertaining game. Both teams come out skating. Team USA initiated the hitting process in the hockey game.
On the power play, it's Jeremy Roenick of the Chicago Blackhawks at center ice. Brett Hull of the St. Louis Blues on left wing, and Mike Modano of the Minnesota Stars on the right side. The point made up of Brian Leetch of the Rangers on the left and Chris Chelios of the Chicago Blackhawks on the right. John Van Beesbroek is in goal tonight, by the way, for Team USA. This is Jeremy Roenick. Slipped it in around Jari Kurri. Roenick to the far side for Modano. Nice move. Couple of them, and then finally it's broken up by Teppo Numminen. Winnipeg Gent defenseman gives it to Jari Kurri, and the Finns have cleared the zone. Each will go back with 56 seconds remaining until Thomas' penalty. Ryan Leetch left ahead now to Ed Olchuk, who has just come out. Olchuk joins Janney, and Brett Hull, the point man, controls it here. Chelios. Cross ice to Brian Leetch. He wheels it cross ice, only to have it steered over the glass. Bringing about a whistle with 5.5 minutes to play in the opening period.
A lot of people sitting in the seats thinking that Brian Leetch should let it go, like fire the puck at the net. He was in a pretty good spot.
Brian Leetch back at the bench as Coach Tim Taylor sends out Suter and Hatcher. Leetch and Granato talking, and Tim Taylor directs his troops. Olchuk on the left. Now LaFontaine will go to the middle. Tim Taylor
Seems to be a little more relaxed when you talk to him around the dressing room now, Jigs, after having these games now, most of them behind him.
Continues to communicate on a daily basis with Bob Johnson, still in the Mercy Hospital in Pittsburgh, the USA coach, also the head coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Talked with his son Peter today, Ed, and he says his dad's doing real great. Got a great night's sleep after the victory over the Soviets here on Saturday night. So the best sleep he's had.
That's important when you're trying to recover from such a serious operation.
Now 16 seconds remaining until Thomas' penalty. Suter carries the puck into center with a feed to Janney. Across the line. Here's LaFontaine right in. Oh, it's knocked off the stick by Tammy.
What a beautiful poke check by the goaltender as Eddie Olchuk takes a whack.
Now Thomas out of the penalty box. Team USA controls the puck. Suter's pass went to Hatcher. There's some traffic, then shot it wide, and Tammy steers it aside, getting on the stick of Buchanan, and down the ice it goes. Wide of John Van Beesbroek, and the icing call is made with 4.5 minutes remaining in the first period. The score is tied 1-1. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. Getting set for a face-off at the finish end of the ice. Joel Otto comes in to take the draw. Kirkinen on the face-off. It's won by the U.S. The puck skipped up on Tammy. They score!
The towering presence of Joel Otto in front of the net. The Finnish defenseman did not tie him up. He won the face-off to get things started for his team and finished it off by scoring his second goal of the Canada Cup. There's the rebound. Otto waves at it once, and on the second attempt, he gets it in behind Tammy, and it's a 2-1 U.S. lead.
A goal at the 15:30 mark of the opening period. And right back in, there's Otto. He scores!
Known mostly for his defensive work, he applies the offense beautifully here. He takes the pass from behind the net and fires it in. Look at Joel Otto, the Calgary Flames. Back-to-back goals for the tall center iceman who can play defensively but can add a lot of offense as well.
11 seconds apart, would you believe? Craig Janney and Petri Skriko scored earlier. Those goals were 12 seconds apart. Now Otto with a pair, separated by 11 ticks of the clock. Team USA has the Finns back in again, but now up they come. Up on Numminen. Jari Kurri. Well, he can't get it back to Numminen. Tony Granato's pass to Roenick is deflected. Brought over the line by McDonough, but it's offside. He gloved it out of the air, got it to the stick, but not before Roenick had been able to clear the zone.
It's a kind of a play, Jigs, that you just want to gamble in the fact that it may not be offside. If it's not offside, you go straight to the net and you've got to play.
Here's the way the game has gone. Greg Janney, Skriko to tie it, and Otto with a pair, 11 seconds apart. The USA is out shooting Finland by a margin of 12 to 3. 3-1 is the score. Finnish player, Janen, has been knocked down at the blue line. Now the Finns trying to come out of the zone. Only to be turned back. Roenick on the right side. To Madonna. Madonna has Granato set up. Gives the puck to Roenick instead. Jeremy Roenick shoots. Blocked in front. Granato got a poke at it and it went wide of the net. Janen bumps Granato. And Granato recovers the puck. Numminen gets to it for the Finns. Numminen. Janen with a pass to Kurri. It bounced off linesman Ray Scapanello and a shot right back out by Leach. Miller. Up to Brett Hull. Janney heads to the front of the net. Hull can't slip it to him as Janney was all by himself. The Finns failed to pick him up. Now across the line is Petri Skriko. He's home now with the Boston Bruins. For many seasons with Vancouver. Centering this line with Ruutu and Solani. The Finns back in after the puck. Luukkonen. Gets it right back to Lume. Goes up the far side. Here comes Petri Skriko. Through center ice. Across the U.S. blue line as he cuts to right wing. Giving it to Ruutu. To the backhand. To the forehand. And then the shot off the side of the net came from Skriko. Weinrich for Team USA. Greg Wolanin plays it through center ice. It's tipped inside the Finnish zone and recovered by Luukkonen. Then from back of the net. To the left side. Skriko able to clear the zone, and Ruutu forces Team USA to go back with 2 minutes remaining in the opening period. Weinrich with an outlet. And around the boards in the Finnish zone by Kevin Hatcher. Turkinen takes it here. Pekka Turkinen. Peltonen. He comes through center ice, only to be met by Pat LaFontaine, then pulled it away from the New York Islander forward. Ryan Leach knocked the puck loose. Olchak couldn't recover it, and the Finns trying to get something set up inside the U.S. zone. Subban is taken to the ice by Olchak. And Hatcher clears the puck through the skates of Perry Eloranta. Eloranta, 35 years of age now, gave it to Ville Siren. Siren has it again. Once more, Ville Siren handles it with a pass to Eloranta. Siren just did get it away from the forechecking of the U.S. Now the Finns through center. Across the line, chased to the left side was Raimo Suminen. He's trying to dump it in once more from the line. It's brought up by Brian Leach. Leach laying it around Hira. Hira, number 3, is met solidly by Joel Otto. Turkinen turns the puck over. Only Granato got it to the line for Suter. His low shot scooped up and held by Ilkka Hämi. Here's what's happened in the game at Chicago. Janney scored at the 8:05 mark, his 4th goal of this tournament. Then Skriko replied. Lume and Ruutu assisting. Then you see Mullen and Wolanin assisting on Otto's first of the pair, just 11 seconds apart.
Team USA would appear right now in the first period as it winds down with 42 seconds to have things pretty well in hand, Jigs. They seem to be playing just well enough to win. They put on spurts. They control the play. They have the Finns running around in their own end of the ice. One of the things that Team Finland is going to have to do better, that's cover in front of their own net.
Yeah, they've missed a lot of assignments, haven't they?
You watch players stand there and get 1 and 2 shots away at the goaltender before someone decides to try and check them. They're stick checking instead of using the body and moving them out.
John Van Beesbroek has faced only 3 shots on goal. Out of the net to play the puck around the boards. 15 seconds remaining in the opening period. Hura Bumped here by Doug Brown. Moving out with it, Tequila. Finds the left side. This is Yarby. And his effort to get it back to the point then goes astray, and here's the horn. Jim Taylor's team in pretty good shape through that first period.
Has to be satisfied with the way the team started and the way they finished the period. They started a first shift with a couple of good, strong hits.
And after one period at Chicago Stadium, Team USA has a 3-1 lead over Team Finland. A tune-up perhaps for a semifinal game later this week. It would appear that way. From Chicago, this is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. USA leading Finland by a score of 3-1. Greg Janney got his fourth goal of the Canada Cup from Hull at the 8:05 mark to give Team USA the lead. 12 seconds later, Petri Skriko with his second from Lume and Ruutu. The game tied 1-1 and stayed that way until 15 minutes, 30 seconds into the period. Joel Otto from Joe Mullen and Craig Willanen. And then 11 seconds later, Otto, after winning the face-off scores from Mullen, and Team USA had a 3-1 lead. They outshot the Finns by a margin of 14-3 in that first period.
Very one-sided first period in a lot of ways, although as Mike Richter was talking about, you have to recognize with the talent that Finland has up front, they can explode very quickly if you allow them to get loose.
Team USA will try to keep them in wraps. Renato on the left, Veronic in the middle, Modano on the right side, Chelios and Suter on the points for Team USA, wearing the dark uniforms tonight. They are the visiting team in this game. Yohanan has dumped the puck in. Curry and Tikkanen went racing after it. Team USA is shot at the length of the ice. An icing call is made.
Some of the better chances. Mike Modano has been a force, a big force in this series so far.
From Chicago, this is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. Linesman Mark Fines gets the players lined up. Team Finland had control of the puck momentarily, but now Tony Granato brings it to center and shoots it wide of Tammy. Team USA gets all three forwards in deep here. The Finns come away with the puck. Teppo Numminen, Tikkanen, and he can't go anywhere. So Tikkanen slams Roenick into the boards. Tikkanen on this line with Curry, and there's a chance for Roenick that doesn't connect. Granato a backhander, cleared aside, and the puck comes out towards center ice. Suter has it here. Can't get it across to Chelios, and then a nice job by Suter to tie up Tikkanen as he went to the loose puck.
Finland ought to be, their defensemen in particular, taking a lesson from that beautiful work, defensive work, by Suter.
Suter has the puck again. Giving it to Tony Granato. Puts it in from center ice. Finns trying to make a player change. Completed now as Team USA forces them back into the zone. Solani has come out with Skriko and Ruutu. This is Petri Skriko. Cross-ice pass picked off by Janney.
Well, that's a big gamble for a veteran of 7 NHL years.
Teammates now at Boston, though. Janney and Skriko. Janney may have had the right call. Skriko gave him the puck. Somehow I doubt that. Sounded good. Well. Finland trying to get something organized. Solani chasing the puck. Solani to Skriko. Back to the point for Lume. Beesbrook put it back in the net. Ryan Leach, his teammate with the New York Rangers, finds Brett Hull moving out. Hull steps over center. Turns back at the finish line. Oh, looking very much like a Soviet player. Rather than dump it in, try and get something going. Zirin turns it over. Brett Hull, number 15, puts it in front, and Miller's shot went well wide of the net. If you're wondering why Brett Hull is wearing 15 rather than the usual number 16 that he wears with the St. Louis Blues, it's because Pat LaFontaine has more seniority. LaFontaine is out on the ice now with Wilczuk and Mullen. We watch Eric Weinrich shoot the puck in.
You know how that happened, Jigs. When Hull was trying to decide whether to play for Canada or for the U.S. in this tournament, LaFontaine grabbed 16 quickly.
Ended up early. Here's Lume on the right wing boards. The puck knocked off his stick right to LaFontaine, then to Mullen. And Johnson brings it through center ice. Got it well wide of the Finnish goal. Turning and coming up the left side is Eloranta with that pass for Suominen. Back to Kari Eloranta. Played at Calgary. Also at St. Louis. Hatcher with a shot that's blocked. The puck loose. And brought back by the Finns. Up through center ice. Christian Ruutu. And Hatcher takes him to the boards. Merkinen centers one in front. Broken up and brought back by Granato. Down the right side. Granato trying to go around Eloranta. Spins to the left side, then lost his balance. This is Raimo Suominen. Suominen over the line, centering pass. Halima with a shot off Van Beesbroek. Comes to Yedala. Yedala centers one across, but behind Suominen. Halima played it toward the corner. Suominen left it on the board. The Finns get to it. And then Ruonik gets to the Finnish player, and Hatcher lays it to right wing. Yedala held it at the line, then his shot is blocked and cleared out by the U.S. defense. Going deep into the Finnish zone, but not far enough for icing. Järvenpää waited. Ruonik took it away. The backhand shot kicked out. Big rebound, but it jumped away from Miller. Now Suter unloads, and that missed the net. Centered out in front to Ruonik. Couldn't trap it. Finns come out 3-on-2. Järvi across the line. Dropped it to Järvenpää. Järvenpää can't center. 2 Americans, now 3 go after him. Puck comes outside the blue line. Kekalainen takes it back to the point. And Hira shoots it down the ice. Picked up by Chris Chelios. Slides it away from Järvenpää. Out toward center ice for Miller. To McDonald. He hit the post. Oh, what a drive by Mike McDonald.
Going to have to put some paint on the goal post after that shot. He almost knocked the net over.
Kekalainen gets checked at the line. Hull can't get in after a loose puck. Now he gets a stick on it. Rounds the net. Picked up on the check by Numminen. And the centering effort picked off and cleared out by the Finns. Here's Järvi to Järvenpää. Sets it up in front. Numminen can't finish the play as Chelios knocked him off the puck. And Beesbroek smothered it for the draw. From Chicago, this is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup.
Mike Modano, who had 20 points in 23 playoff games this past spring for his Minnesota Stars. Watch the goalpost here. The crossbar and goalpost together. Wham! Beautiful drop pass here by Kevin Miller, and there's the shot. A blistering drive, easily in behind Jukka Tammi. Look at him grin. Smile, shake his head. Can't come any closer.
Now Team USA sends Jani in to take the face-off against Yojanen. Yojanen taken in, and Curry, the top forward line for the Finns. Team USA across the line. Jani dropped the puck for Brett Hull to Brian Leach. Down the boards, it'll go to Jani, but Tammi up to play it away from him. Jani up by Numminen. Janet, the far corner. And up come the Finns. Ikonen unloads at center ice. Last one off the glass. So Yananen after the rebound. Let it go to Curry. Puts it in front. Only to have it broken up and cleared up by Wolanin. And that's going to go the length of the ice. The automatic icing call is made. While we have a moment, our deepest sympathy expressed to the family of Bob Goldham. Fine National Hockey League defenseman. Played in the league for 12 seasons. Played for the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Detroit Red Wings from 41-42. Finished his great career in 1956. Bob Goldham passed away on Friday at the age of 69. Worked also in the broadcast booth for our friends at Hockey Night in Canada for several seasons. One of the truly good guys, Ed.
A real gentleman and a fine hockey player. Will be missed. I understand the game in Quebec City getting a little rough. A couple of the players, one from each team, have been ejected from the game.
Boy. Now McGinnis, I'm told, has been thrown out. That's rare happening in Canada Cup play.
One of the rules, international ice hockey, that they subscribe to in this tournament, you instigate a fight, you get thrown out. You can also get thrown out for retaliating. There are 3 or 4 different options for retaliating, but initiating a fight, you're gone.
Told that the Soviet player who won no friends on the U.S. team here on Saturday night, Zamdov, has been thrown out of that game as well. He caused some damage to 4 teeth. Defenseman Chris Chelios is in a lot of pain Sunday, 4 teeth damage. That's why during the handshake following the game, I'm told that Chelios was squeezing Zamnov's hand so hard he was trying to get sawdust out of it, and Roenick was right behind Chelios and threw a punch at the shoulder of the Soviet player. Here's Renato through center ice. Across the line, drops it back. Jimmy Johnson flipped it across, but too far up for Madonna. At LaFontaine gets checked. Team USA leads 3-1 over Finland. Remember, if Canada loses and the U.S. wins, the U.S. would finish first overall after the round-robin portion of the Labatt Canada Cup. Up the ice comes Tony Granato. Flipped it in through the defense. Alvarado turns, goes after it. Hard hit thrown there. They'll be looking for Peltona as he jumped into Jeremy Roenick.
A lot of the body throwing around has been done by Jeremy Roenick. He just had to receive one that time.
He's got the puck on his stick. Crosses the line, can't get through the defense. The puck knocked loose momentarily by McDonald. Suminen by Chris Chelios. The puck goes loose at center ice. Here's Peltona with it again. Trying to get a step on Weinrich. Here's the returner. McDonald plays it up the boards. Alvarado pitches in. Turns it over, however. McDonald pulls it back from Suminen. Gives it to Chelios. Chris Chelios with a pass it behind his teammates and then called back on the offside at the Finnish blue line. Just over 12 minutes to play in the second period. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. There are the numbers at Chicago. The U.S. leading Finland by a score of 3-1. The face-off just outside the Finnish line. Controlled by the Finns. Helena played a couple of years of college hockey. Clarkson College. He's got the puck in. And Yarvenpää shot one off the post. Oh boy.
From close in. He hit it almost as hard as Mike Madonna at the other end.
Here's Yarvenpää again, but that's a two-line pass called back. Linesman Mark Vines. Wow. Yarvenpää up close. Getting the Finnish team right back into this game.
28-year-older. Twice he was drafted in the National Hockey League, Jakes. Once by the Montreal Canadiens in '82, and then the Winnipeg Jets in '86. Look at that beautiful shot off the goalpost to the right of John Van Beesbroek, and then cleared away as Team Finland trying to get something going. And pretty well all Team USA in this hockey game.
Jim Johnson teamed up with Kevin the Hatcher on the U.S. defense. Has dumped the puck in, came right out in front in his glove and held by Tammy. From Chicago, this is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. Face-off coming deep in the Finnish end of the ice. Olchuk moves in to take the face-off against Jani Ojanen. Olchuk, LaFontaine and Mullinen went right to the net and covered by Tammy. Interesting that after game one, that's 1991 Labatt Canada Cup, Mike Keenan said that Team Finland could beat half the teams in the National Hockey League. He was so impressed with them. The outspoken coach of Team Finland, Harry Keenan, said he outcoached Mike Keenan.
Did everything his own way. Said he couldn't understand how Keenan didn't keep him from doing some of the things coach-wise that he was able to do. He just felt that he had outcoached Mike Keenan, and he was quite outspoken about it. That's an interesting approach.
However, some people might think that, but they don't say it. Because, you know, Mike's going to try and get the last word.
Well, as you and I know, Jakes, Team Finland has not had a whole lot to brag about over the past few years, when they think they've only had one win coming into this year's tournament, an 8-6 defeat of Sweden, and back in '76. And they tied the U.S. 1-1 in '81.
Well, there has been very little success in the Canada Cup tournament.
To the point where they failed to qualify for this tournament back in 1984.
This is Ojanen holding the puck, the former New Jersey Devil, to take it in, and he scores! I can only hope that Glenn Sather sees a tape of that goal, reminding him that he led the Edmonton Oilers in scoring last season, would like a big contract.
Yes, he did. Four-time Stanley Cup winner. Blisters a beautiful shot. He was telling me before the hockey game that when the tournament is over, he's going back home, and he meant Finland. There's the shot by Esa Tikkanen. That brings Finland within one of the United States. It's now 3-2. First goal of the tournament for Isa.
So it is a 3-2 score. The Finns have the puck again. Hokanen through center ice. Lutu carries it across the line. The shifty Buffalo Sabre forward in deep, pulls up, then gets knocked off the puck, only to recover and dump it out of the zone. It was only the 6th shot on goal for the Finns, and 3 in the first period. And now the score 3-2. Lutu chasing the puck, kept solidly by Wolanin. USA comes away with it. Otto to Brown, right back to Joel Otto. Otto plays it in deep. Comes Brown, who's up with Joe Mullen. Jeremy Roenick has come out as well. Knocked the puck out of the air. Roenick centers off his skate in front and just wide. Harry Alarada moves it up ahead. A 2-on-1 break for the Finns. Here's Grieco over the line. The centering pass. Solani is robbed by Van Beesbroek.
Best save of the game so far for John Van Beesbroek. A beauty.
The Finns have turned up the heat just a little bit. Harry Alarada. Long outlet. That's ahead of Suominen. And is called back for an icing. 3-2 is the score. Big save by Van Beesbroek. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup.
John Van Beesbroek kept the score in favor of Team USA. Here's Finland as they come down quickly on the left side. That's Grieco. Look at the one-timer sliding. He's stacking the pads. What a beautiful save by the Vezina Trophy winner of 1985-86 season.
Give the shot for puck. Solani under reluctant to sign with the Winnipeg Jets. He's just not sure that he's ready to leave home at 21 years of age. And he made the low-ice save, and that Finnish net brings him out of face-off.
A year ago, Solani, Jakes broke his leg. That set his development back a whole year.
Years of age now.
And he's a big kid. He's 6'1", 193 pounds. As you mentioned, he was drafted by Winnipeg first, 10th overall in '88.
He's very tight with Jari Kurri, and it's Jari who's advising him. Kurri thinks he should come, but only if he feels comfortable and ready to play in the National Hockey League. Jeremy Roenick slipped it through to Mike Modano. That's not Chelios. The ice wide open here. Chelios had trouble handling the puck and couldn't get it to a lap to Modano in time. Now the Finns come through center ice. Suominen, Virtanen trailing the play. Now goes to the front of the net. The pass to Alarada. He shoots just wide. Gary Suter plays it up the boards. Out comes Tony Granato. The goal line. Craig Janney gets checked. Austin Bruin forward, slipped it to Modano in front to Chelios, around some traffic, shoots, and Tammy Hunt right with him to make the stop. Now a penalty call coming against Team Finland. The U.S. with a chance, but they maintain a lead here.
USA.
On the power play, it'll be LaFontaine in the middle, Miller on the left, Janney on the right, Leach and Hatcher on the points for Team USA. Kekalainen knocks the linesman Ray Scapinello before his face-off. Won by LaFontaine to Craig Janney to Kevin Hatcher, then back to Janney. Hatcher once more for Janney. Marked on the right wing boards. He sets up Hatcher, blistering shot, but well wide of the net. And Leach moves in, but not in time. Back goes Team USA.
One of the problems you get into on the power play, particularly in the point position, if you're one-timing it from the point and miss the net, it's a toss-up. Who's going to get it?
This is LaFontaine off right wing. Puck seemed to slip away from him momentarily. Then he's taken to the boards on the check for Utila. The U.S. will have to set up again at center ice after Hatcher failed to control the puck. Kevin Hatcher to Brian Leach. Back to Craig Janney. Janney, the Hartford native, lost it. Laid offside against Team USA as Järvi carries it deeper in the zone. The U.S. not about to get back to the blue line. Allowing Finland to clear it out. 63 seconds remaining in the Finnish penalty. Fontaine had the puck go off his skates. Now it's kicked around the corner boards. LaFontaine gets it back. Brian Leach holding it here. Sets up Hatcher for a drive. That's wide. LaFontaine Leach one-times it. Right on. Pad save. Bounces away, and then it's covered by Tammy. Miller and LaFontaine driving to the net.
Tammy using his pads very well. You saw him move across laterally and take a good scoring chance away from Chris Chelios. Here from the point position, Brian Leach. There's the rebound. Down. See his right pad shoot out quickly. His right arm is Pat LaFontaine with his back to you now. Tries to stab a loose puck into the net.
Either one of the Finnish goaltenders, either this man, Jukka Tammi, or Marcus Ketterer, have been drafted by NHL teams.
Tammy was a teammate of Kari Taco, who played with the Minnesota, at that time, North Stars.
I hope that Taco would play on this team. He declined the invitation to go to camp. So did Mikko Makula, former New York Islander, former LA King, now former Buffalo Sabre. He said no, he wasn't interested in playing in the Canada Cup. There's Leach with a shot. It gets through at the goal line, but not over the line. Madonna back to Chelios, to Leach. The Madonna shifts to the forehand and can't pull the trigger. Chelios has it again at center ice. This is Mike Madonna. Roenick. Madonna chases a loose puck. Takes it to the point for Chelios. The top of the circle and across to Hull, to Leach, to Hull, to Leach. Leach fires, stick to side, and the teams are at full strength. Brett Hull from back of the net. Up to Mike Madonna. Madonna at the face-off dot, shoots, pad save. Hull the rebound, it jumped over his stick and is brought back by Curry. Siren feeds Curry once more. Larry Curry will be a Los Angeles King this coming season. Pulled up, and the puck cleared out. Down they come. Madonna to Hull. He shoots. Missed. Jeremy Roenick can't pick up a loose puck. Taking it with it here. Makes it around the boards. In goes Chelios. Feed the stick to Madonna. That's a taking it from back to the net.
That's Tikkanen's stick laying on the ice, Jakes. He was out there for a good 35 to 40 seconds without a stick.
5 shots on goal during that power play for Team USA. Still only a 1-goal lead. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
On the bench talking with Mike Madonna. He still doesn't believe that the pass he took and fired there. He's so used to seeing them go in, it kissed the goalpost on the way by, but it was on the outside of the post.
There is some firepower. You look at those two. Otto and Hull right now. Team USA has Joel Otto taking the draw. Olchak tips it back, and Mullen's shot just went wide. Weinrich after it. Away from him, and Ruutu starts out for Team Finland. Shot it in, and that's going to be called for icing the puck.
Forgot it's not NHL rules. The minute the puck crosses the line, it's icing. In the NHL, you can bank it off the backboards if your teammate outraces the defender. Of course, it's icing waved off.
Look at Christian Ruutu. 9th round pick of the Buffalo Sabres.
27 years old now, Jakes. He scored 97 goals, 209 assists. He's got 306 points in 368 games. 88 was his best year. He scored 26 goals that season for the Buffalo Sabres.
And the face-off here from Otto and his teammate Lokinen rounds the net and starts out. It's the center, jabs the puck in around the U.S. team. Backcourt here is Gary Suter. Up the boards to Ed Olchuk. Will be taken by Otto. Wide open is Joey Mullen. There's the pass. Mullen is met as he received the pass. And Chelios centers one. That's steered just wide of the net. Ruutu and Olchuk on the end board. Lume backhands it out of the zone. Chelios has to come back quickly. Solani moves in on the left wing side with a feed to Ruutu. Ruutu met solidly. Knocked off his pins by Joe Mullen. Dragging it around the boards is Suter. Kicks it up ahead. Here's Olchuk. Mullen trying to catch up. Olchuk can't get it over to Joey Mullen. Nice play by Siren to break up the pass. Janney now to Mullen. Centers it out in front. It was deflected and brought back by Solani. Teemu Solani has shot it in. Suter holds it as the Finns make a player change. The U.S. in the transition comes down the right side. This is Miller. A drive right on and held by Tammy. 4 minutes, 19 seconds remaining in the second period. The U.S. is outshooting Finland by a margin of 24-7 and leading this game by a score of 3-2.
10-4 here in the second period. Although occasionally Finland seemed to be playing a little more conservatively in their own end of the ice. Here's the shot a moment ago by 25-year-old Kevin Miller. A good hard shot from the Lansing, Michigan native. 4 years at Michigan State. Hard-nosed hockey player. He loves to hit. He likes to get involved at both ends of the ice.
Team Finland won the draw. Suminen cleared the puck out. Got him with it here. Up to in. His teammates have to regain the blue line to avoid an offside. Suminen is barreling straight in. Team USA moves it out through center ice, and Craig Janney is over the finish line. Can't get around Elarada on that move. There's Eric Weinrich. Greg Lannon flipping it back in. Brown in to chase it. It went right to Janney. Had the goaltender out, then couldn't handle a bouncing puck. Suminen to Turkinen. Over the line of the feed to the right side. Talma sets up, and as he went to pull the trigger, he was checked beautifully by Doug Brown. Lannon in the line. Elarada backhands it in deeper. Chasing it is Hatcher. Up the boards. The outlet is to Brown. He tried to catch the fins in a chain. Shoots. Cammy well out to make the save there. Yura, the defenseman, leads the rush. Trying to shoot it in. Renato protects it in his skates. In from either side of him, jabbing at it. Get it loose. It's centered in front, but right to Leach. And to McDonald, cross ice off Renato's stick. Renato turns. Flips it up ahead. Leach spotted McDonald. He moves across the line, waits for Roenick, then centers one. It's turned aside. Nice pass. Ryan Leach couldn't finish the play, however. Jeremy Roenick tried to slip it in front of the net. It's away from all of the U.S. forwards, and Järvenpää spots Järvi moving through center ice. Järvi rounds the net, looks for some help. Järvenpää was there, but couldn't get the pass. U.S. team coming to center. McDonald's pass. No one has been turned out. With it is Järvenpää. And get around the defensive work of Weinrich. They push at one another, still pushing. Sticks come up a little. Now play is called as the puck is frozen.
A little more body contact in the hockey game now. It looks as though Team Finland has had enough. They're starting to fight back a little stronger. Sticks coming up a little higher. Within one. Score remains USA 3, Finland 2. Heading late in the second period.
And they have finished 2 periods in the game at Quebec City. The Soviet Union leading Team Canada by a score of 2-1. Final night of the round-robin tournament. The teams that finished second and third will play on Wednesday night in Hamilton. The teams that finished first and fourth overall in the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup will play the following night in sudden death knockout semifinal games. Game on Thursday night will be played at Toronto. And the finals begin Saturday. Here's Yoyanin with a shot. That's just wide of the net. And Olchuk is able to clear the zone, and the puck goes out of play.
Team USA having to cover up quickly, providing a screen for Finland, but the screen was such that the Finnish player had to shoot around it. He missed the net.
Look at the Team USA bench, and now Chris Chelios.
Chelios played in the 84, also the 87 Canada Cup. Teammate of Pat LaFontaine's in the 84 Olympic team.
Now playing for the Blackhawks.
Got a 2-year-old son who's with him at practice this morning. Yeah, he's got skates already, and he can handle them.
LaFontaine set the face off with Yolik. Yannon, who won the draw. Curry stripped of the puck. Brett Hull can't get it outside the blue line. Lee Suter turned on Tikkanen. Chelios picks up the puck. Suter up the stick into Tikkanen and turn. Chelios goes down, and there's going to be a penalty. It's going to be a tripping penalty on Tikkanen, who argues a little bit, and so he should.
McCurry explaining it to Tikkanen. There's the signal. To the left of John Van Biesbroek in goal for Team USA. Tikkanen is number 10. He gets interfered with, he thinks, by Suter. His stick gets tangled up in the feet of Chelios, and he gets a 2-minute penalty for tripping.
Tikkanen planning to play in the Swiss League, the Swiss League next season if does not get a contract from the Edmonton Oilers, one that's to his liking. When you look around the National Hockey League, the number of free agents, guys looking for new contracts, wanting to renegotiate, if you had all of them, you'd have a pretty good hockey team.
Greg Patrick, he's got 7 of them alone in his Stanley Cup hockey team in Pittsburgh.
Belfour and Burke, his goaltenders, goes on and on. Here's Chelios moving in. Toronto gave it back to him. Leach sets up Hull, gets in a little deep. Being watched by Curry. Centered one in front of Numminen was there for Team Finland. Jari Curry. Curry will guess with that Westfall. Can't get out of there. Leach centers one across, and that was tipped away from Roenick. Into Hull. High point, that's Leach. Back to Chelios. In deeper. Roenick. The blue line for Brian Leach. On and off for Modano. Cross ice for Chelios. A minute to play in the second period. Leach to Modano. Hull in the slot. Modano fakes once, sets up Leach, lets it go, just wide on the deflection. Brett Hull pries it away from Taddy. Brett Hull puts it back to the net. Roenick around to Leach. Look toward Chelios, plays it in deep. Roenick at the side of the net missed it, so does Modano. And the Finns get it to the line, but no further. Chelios with it now. Modano. Mike Modano worked it across, and it was knocked away. Numminen clears it down the ice. 28 seconds left in the second period. The only goal of this period scored by Finland at the margin of 3-2. Chelios taken to the boards. Modano up with a loose puck, steps over center ice with 13 seconds remaining. It's across the line. The pass was behind LaFontaine. Team Finland with a chance to clear it out here. We do not. Chelios with 3 seconds left shoots, kicked up, big rebound, but Skriko is there, and that's the end of period 2.
Team USA, with things their own way, outshoot Team Finland by a wide margin. Goaltender Tammy, probably the most outstanding player of either team in the second period.
At 26-7, and the shots on goal favor of the U.S. We've played 40 minutes at Chicago Stadium with the score. Team USA 3, Team Finland 2. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. All set for the third period at Chicago. Cannon on the draw. Team Finland a man short for the first 10 seconds of this period, trailing Team USA by a score of 3-2. Taking a steps out of the penalty box here as Suter brings the U.S. side up. Around the board. Doesn't get to Modano in time. Modano takes his man, but here's Granado with a gripping drive just wide of the net. He got to a loose puck and drilled it off target. Suter backhands it across the line, where it's knocked down and brought up by Numminen. Quickly to Curry, then to Tikkanen off right wing. A big drive, glove saved by Van Beesbrook, putting it over the glass and into the seats. Quickly, the standings in the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. Action underway. Canada with 7 points, the USA with 6. Finland has 5 and Sweden 4. The Soviets and the Czechs have been eliminated. Canada still on the deficit side tonight, trailing the Soviets 2-1. Now, if Canada loses and the United States wins, the first time in the history of the Labatt Canada Cup, Team USA would finish first.
Almost almost over now in Quebec City. That game is over.
15 minutes to play. Yeah. I think the Soviets missed on a penalty shot.
They had a goal called back.
Canada with a 2-man advantage, as you saw in our update from Quebec. Canada did not score. Still trailing 2-1. This isn't over either, is it? Rico to the point for Lume. Finland down by only 1 goal against the U.S. Deep in the U.S. zone, the puck goes in the near corner. Solani leaned into Miller. And then Miller plays it to the right side for Craig Janney. Back to left wing for Brett Hull. Trying to get a step on the defense. Into the high slot. Drops it to Weinrich. Up he goes. No penalty call. Crowd didn't like that. And Lume for Team Finland puts it around to Petri Skriko. Back to Lume. He's bumped solidly by Weinrich. Here's Brett Hull. Goes to the right side. And it's cleared out by Weinrich. Rico chases it back toward the Finnish blue line. Gets it for Christian Ruutu. Ruutu will flip it into the U.S. zone. Solani goes in after it. Leach steps in front of him. Bangs Brett Hull over on right wing. Hull clears the zone, only to have it knocked down at the blue line. Now up ahead, LaFontaine jabbing at it. Can't get it around Billy Siren. Team Finland shooting it into the U.S. territory. John Van Beesbrook snaps it off the glass toward center ice. Siren gave it to Peltoma, to Suominen. Hatcher right on him. Suominen slips away from Hatcher and drops the puck back into Siren. Billy Siren, Olchuk covering center ice, who shot it back in. Siren with another chance. 2 minutes and 10 seconds has ticked off early in this third period. Team Finland forced back into their own zone. Kari Eloranta around the board. Suominen let it slip off his stick, but he had some help there. Pekka Turkkanen is across the line. Drop pass. Suominen, long, low shot, misses the net. LaFontaine clears it out of the zone. Mullen couldn't recover. Joey Mullen with a baseball swing, strike one. Missed. Johnson feeds Olchuk. Down the ice it goes. We want a weather report from Chicago. The final score at Wrigley Field this afternoon was the Pirates 12, the Cubs 10. All that says is the wind was blowing out. It's raining tonight. Big high hurdle, hip check thrown there by Suter. The puck covered by Van Beesbrook. 17 minutes, 4 seconds remaining in the third period. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup.
Well, they just changed it from 7 to 8. That's the total shots on goal for the Finnish team against John Van Beesbrook.
The U.S. has not had a shot early in this third period. They had 14 in the first period, 12 in the second, for a total of 26. Finns only 7 after 2 periods. Score is 3-2. Team USA breaks through the middle. Gary Suter, a drive, and the pad save by Tommy. Ends up back to the net. Jeremy Roenick, a wraparound, jabs at it a second time. It comes loose, and it's cleared by Järvi. Here's Chelios, gets to a loose puck. Chelios turning to the backhand, lets it go, and it missed the net. Chelios with it once more. Suter unloads, that missed. And Järvi chases it out towards center ice. Now Järvenpää steps over the line. His pass deflects towards center, controlled here by Madonna. He and Roenick across the line. Roenick with the puck. Nice pass to Suter, dragged down, and it goes wide. There's going to be a penalty against the Finnish team. The 5th power play of the game coming up for Team USA. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. Here's the update from the Colisée in Quebec as Canada ties the game.
Larmer, his third goal of the Canada Cup. It's a power play goal. There's Larmer as he takes the rebound and pops it into the net. That ties it at 2 now in the third period.
And with the score, the U.S. 3, Finland 2 in this game at Chicago. Team USA goes to the power play as Ruutunen has been assessed a hooking penalty 3 minutes and 46 seconds into the period. Kevin Hatcher and Brian Leach on the points. Number 2 is Leach. Into Pat LaFontaine. Lost it. And Jyrki Lume shoots at the length of the ice. Hatcher goes back. LaFontaine cuts to the right side. Leach here on the left accepts the pass. Gives it to LaFontaine over on right wing. And it was behind him. Pat LaFontaine taken to the boards by Numminen. Loose puck. And the Finns come up with it. Here's Tikkanen. He and Curry out towards center ice. Then Tikkanen went back. And bounces one toward Van Beesbrook. Hatcher will start the play. Leach moves it onto the stick of Janney. And Janney to Kevin Hatcher. Around taken in with a pass to Leach. Fakes once. Puts it in deeper to LaFontaine. He lets it go to Janney. Put it in the slot. Nothing doing there for Team USA. Leach took the feet out from under Tikkanen. And back for the puck is Kevin Miller. Now to Hatcher. Onto Leach's stick. Leach over the line. 3 Finns back. Leach gives it to Chelios, who's just about to replace Hatcher. Back to Leach, around one check. Leach back to the net. Turn pass was broken up and cleared out of there by Petri Skriko. Christian Ruutu moves into forecheck. Now Skriko picks up the forechecking job, but Chelios maintained control of it before giving it to Roenick. Jeremy Roenick dumped it in, and Lume's effort to clear it out hits Madonna. The two of them went to the boards heavily. Tristan Ruutu gets it to Skriko with 23 seconds remaining in the U.S. power play. Not Mustard. A shot on goal, but here's Suter over the line now, trying to get around Lume. Gets checked, loose puck in front. Roenick skated right by it. And Ruutu recovers and shoots it out of harm's way.
Have to give credit to the Finnish penalty-killing crew. Not allowed the U.S. a goal tonight.
Chelios slaps one wide just as Ruutunen steps out of the penalty box. Teams are at 6 aside. The U.S. leads by a score of 3-2 as we watch Chris Chelios. Pass to Suter, who steps over center and shoots it in. And the U.S. will change up here. Udala around the boards. It's intercepted. Jeremy Roenick with it. Roenick, now Udala. Roenick through those two players neatly. The Wolchuk was pushed off balance, and with the goaltender out of position, Team USA couldn't find a loose puck. Turkinen has it knocked off his stick, however. Team USA fails to penetrate at the blue line of the Finnish team. Back with it is Alarada, and he had a teammate up ahead of him, putting the play offside. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. USA leading Finland by a score of 3-2. The shots on goal by the Americans 29, by the Finns 8. How many, and so many get in the net, isn't it?
Finland, a pretty stingy team. Only Canada coming into this hockey game had given up fewer goals than Finland. Canada gave up 8, Finland 9. They get a lot done on few goals, too. No one has scored fewer goals than Finland coming into this hockey game in the tournament.
Here's Jari Kurri, snaps one, glove saved by Van Beesbroek.
Jari Kurri, he delivers it so quickly and so nice. Coming off the left wing side, here's Jari Kurri about to join his old teammate Wayne Gretzky. There's a quick wrist shot caught by the left hand of John Van Beesbroek. There's the Beezer, as he's known to his teammates.
Long talk with Jari this morning. His experiences in Italy, not all that great. This was a stolen car, an injury, and things like that, but he did enjoy playing for Finland in the World Championships. He's enjoying this. And it was such a beautiful sunny day. I said, I guess you're looking forward to days like this, one on top of the other in LA, and he just smiled.
But he didn't do too bad playing with the Milano Devils. He got 97 points in 40 games.
In forechecking here on this line with Ojanen and Kekkonen. And Miller has put the puck in the Finnish end of the ice. Kurri outlegs Brett Hull. Ojanen able to move it to Ojanen and then to Kurri. He shot it in, but Kekkonen in ahead of the play, and it's called back. 12.5 minutes remaining in the third period at Chicago Stadium. Well, you have to wonder where Mr. Kekkonen will be when the National Hockey League season begins.
He scored 30 or more goals 3 times. 3 times he had 100 or more penalty minutes in a season. So he knows how to put all kinds of numbers up on the board.
He says the door isn't closed with Glenn Sather. He'll listen to a contract offer if it's something that interests him. They're midway through the third period at Quebec City. Still a 2-2 tie between Canada and the Soviet Union. Greg Janney checked as he went to shoot it. And Tammy has cleared the zone. Chelios drops back toward center ice. Gives it to Gary Suter. Suter's pass is to Hull. Now to Miller with Janney trailing. To Janney in deep. He couldn't get it teed up before being knocked off his pins by Udala. Here's Kekäläinen with an outlet. And at center ice, Anu Järvenpää gets checked. Brett Hull plays it into the Finnish zone. That's Janney after it. Janney met on the boards by Kekäläinen. Teammates with the Boston Bruins. Out of the zone comes Järvi, neatly through center ice, cutting to the right side to Suter's side of the ice, then shoots one that was deflected wide. Lume on the left wing boards. Plays it around behind the net. The Finns in the middle of a player change. Quickly, Brett Hull gets to a loose puck. 2-on-1 with Miller. Hull off left wing, closes in, centers right across the goal mouth and couldn't make contact with Miller's stick.
Hard to tell whether it was a pass or a shot. I have to think it was a pass.
And Kekäläinen gets taken off the puck at the U.S. line. Up with it is Hull. Hull Trying to get around Lume. Leaves the puck for Jeremy Roenick on the wraparound. Turns again to get it to the forehands. Trying to slip away from Kekäläinen. Look at the job here. Roenick to hold the shot blocked before he really got much away. All again frees it up. Here's Granato. Holds it, slips it to Leach, and his shot is a pad save by Tammy. Leach able to center it. It goes off Granato to Brian Leach. He can't get it out in front. Now he puts it back in the net. Roenick whipped it through traffic toward Weinrich. He gets checked, and down the ice comes Solani. Cutting in of Van Beesbroek. He's robbed. The crowd comes off their hands, and so they should. John Van Beesbroek keeps him at 3-2 lead. Here's Ruutu for the Finns. Slips in, shot it wide. Oh my! Streako with a chance. Walks right in. Oh, and a big stop again by Van Beesbroek. U.S. 3, Finland 2. 10 minutes, 22 seconds left in the third period. O'Donnell sends Olchuk across the line. The puck's knocked off his stick. And he very strong in goal for the Finns, as Van Beesbroek has been for Team USA. There's Mike Modano with a pass to Pat LaFontaine. First chant of USA goes up from this crowd at Chicago Stadium.
Player they didn't need throughout most of this hockey game, John Van Beesbroek.
There's another big save. That one off Joey Mullen as Tammy keeps the Finns in range. Big story has been John Van Beesbroek over the last few shifts. Your score, USA 3, Finland 2. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup.
Used very much, but when you talk about how goaltending can win hockey games for you, here's an example. That's one beautiful stop off Selanini. And let's go after that. John Van Beesbroek is called upon again. Team USA breaks down. What a stop there as he got his catching glove on it. At the last minute, Pat LaFontaine is checked and Streako fires one. Van Beesbroek with his right pad kicked that one away.
Now a dozen shots on goal for Team Finland. 31 for Team USA. Pat LaFontaine went to the net. The puck just a little out of his reach. Up with it into the Finns, and across the line goes Tikkanen. Trying to move around Hatcher. He scores!
Hockey can be a cruel game on certain nights after John Van Beesbroek brings the crowd to their feet with 3 outstanding saves. Esa Tikkanen from behind the net. Here's Tikkanen. He's hustled the whole game. Watch him. He fires it. Is it to go in front of the net? It went off John Van Beesbroek and in behind him. It's a 3-3 game.
Tikkanen second of this game. Coming at the 10:21 mark, as you see, period number 3. So it's brand new at 3-all.
A crowd that was brought to its feet. As you had described, they got off their hands. They were making a lot of noise. Have been silenced by Esa Tikkanen.
Suter and Chelios on defense. Brown with Otto and Miller up front for Team USA. Miller steals the puck, trying to center to Otto. Couldn't get it through. Now it comes out, but on a deflection went right to Simonen. The Peltoma is over center ice. One man back. He shot it off. Gary Suter. Chelios takes it here. Peltoma dragged Suter's stick out of his hands and then very courteously gave it back to him. Nice sportsmanship. Team USA offside as they try to move into the finish end of the ice. 9 minutes and 8 seconds left in the third period at Quebec City. The Soviets have regained the lead. Seaback, I believe.
Seaback has scored, Jigs. That's right. There's a shot going well wide of the net, but you can see Seaback coming out, took it off his skates, jammed it in. And the Soviets have regained a 1-goal lead in the third period.
If Canada loses, and the U.S. should end in a tie in this game, the points would be even, but Canada would be awarded first place because they defeated the U.S. in the game at Hamilton. Only blemish on the USA record at this point. Roenick tests Tammy. Renato trying to get a stick back from Tikkanen as Renato steps behind the Finnish goal. Pushed away from the puck. Ruutu is checked. Body work becoming more prevalent as Renato stepped into Rutanen. Madonna tries to dig it out of some skates. Leach pinches him, but Jari Kurri has cleared the zone. And back for it is Craig Wolanin. Skies went into the finish zone. Picking it up here is Numminen. Numminen with a pass up the right side, just out of the reach of Yojanen. And that's the automatic icing call. From Chicago, this is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. It has been the goaltender, Jukka Kami. 3-3 is the score here. As Jani moves in for the face-off. Nikolainen pushed him away from the puck, and Järvi has forced the USA back. And Beesbrook banks it around the boards, out towards center. It slipped away from Brett Hull. Udala had been trying to get back, and now Järvenpää gives the puck to Kekalainen. He is checked. Finns end up moving it through center ice, and Chelios works it across to Suter, to Hull. Neat feed. Here's Miller. Miller regains control, tried to center one. It bounces around in front, and Tammy pushes it out of harm's way. Here's Chelios pinching in off the right side. Chelios being tied up, finally knocked off his skates. Protected the puck long enough for Jani to get to it. Jani centers for Brett Hull. Nice move by Hull. Is taken down. There'll be a penalty against the Finn team. Brett Hull dragged to the ice. A holding penalty is the call from referee Bill McCreary. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup.
2 minutes for holding and 12:36.
There is an update from Quebec City. Brent Sutter, number 21, won the faceoff for Canada.
There's Brent Sutter, the Islander, putting it in. You always know Brent Sutter is going to show up for a hockey game, particularly a big game, and this is a big game for Canada. I suppose on the other side it's a big one for the Soviet Union. They'd love to beat Canada and then go home. Penalty. What a move by Brett Hull to the left of Tammy in goal. Hull beat Udala, but Udala grabbed him and pulled him down.
It's the 6th power play chance of the game for the USA. They did not have a power play goal tonight. Ryan Leach has played it in around the boards. Fontaine chased Lumet as the puck comes back toward the blue line for Leach. Leach centers. Jani after it. By the way, that goal from Brent Sutter comes with just a little less than 5 minutes to play in the game and ties it 3-3 between Canada and the Soviets. It's 3-3 in Chicago as Striko can't move in around the defensive work of Chris Chelios. Chelios and Leach on the points. Olchuk, LaFontaine, and Jani, the forwards for the U.S. Chelios with the pass to Pat LaFontaine. He's across the line, dropped it for Jani. Now to Leach. Leach centers it across. Can't get it to Jani. Held by Chelios. In deep, Olchuk going back of the net. Moves it toward the corner. Stick tied up a little bit in pursuit of the puck. Continues to jab at it, as does LaFontaine, but is frozen by Lumet. Talked about taking it and his contract problems. Matt LaFontaine has made it public for some time that he doesn't want to play for the New York Islanders under their current ownership. There continues to be rumors that the team is very near to being sold, but it's only rumor at this point.
It sure is. It'd be a shame to not have Pat LaFontaine playing in the NHL. He has made that known, and I guess it's a wait and see. He has 2 goals in the tournament so far. One of them on the power play.
1 minute, 1 second remaining in this power play. Roenick out with Madonna and Hull for the USA. Roenick kicks the puck to Suter. Flips it around the glass. Instead, it goes over the glass. Situation here, 6 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the third period. You may have seen that scar, that nasty cut around the right eye of Gary Suter as he turns. Hopefully we'll turn again and let you get a good look at it. It's ugly. He had ice on it prior to the game. He's had ice on it for the past almost 48 hours now, when you consider that it goes back to the game against the Soviets Saturday night.
His brother Bob was on the 80 U.S. Olympic team. A lot of us may have forgotten that. And his brother John at the University of Wisconsin.
That's where Gary Suter played his hockey. Recruited by Bob Johnson and taken to Calgary by Bob Johnson. Suter to Leach. Quickly to Suter through center ice. Up ahead to McDonough. He got checked by Numanen. Suter pinched in, but Numanen is able to control it. And they come up 3-on-2. Now 3-on-3 as Numanen pulls to the right. Shoots one into Van Beesbrook's catching glove, and he'll drop it off. Leach with 20 seconds remaining in the power play. A two-line pass as the puck went to Roenick.
Gary Curry called the two-line pass. He put his arm up, looking at the linesman, waiting for the whistle to blow. There's a spark plug type player. Jeremy Roenick, now 21 years old, out of the Boston area. 94 points last year. He was second on the team to Steve Larmer, who had 101. He was also the top scorer for the U.S. national team at the Worlds in Finland.
All the teams, the 6 countries involved. Oh, look down here's Petaluma. Oh, he can't get it by Van Beesbrook. Oh, wow. How do you do? Jeremy Roenick is across the Finn line. The pass deflected. Jimmy Johnson knocked it out of the air. The Finns are able to clear it. That kills off the penalty to utilize. Wow.
Boy, the mistakes that the Team USA has made in this hockey game, particularly the third period, they've been bailed out each time by John Van Beesbrook.
Started to say of the 6 countries involved in this year's Labatt Canada Cup, fewer Finns than any of the other countries play in the National Hockey League regularly. There were 13 Finns this past season. With exactly 5 minutes. Now less than that remaining. Numanen is across the line. The man coming late. Turkinen shoots. To the side by Van Beesbrook. Roenick takes the man. Nova went to center one. It was on to Hull's stick, and back comes Team USA. Brett Hull with his team in the middle of a change. Can't dance through the defense. Mullen knocks the puck loose. Here's Otto with it. He has 2 of the U.S. goals tonight. Giving it to Chelios. Down to Joey Mullen. Mullen unable to center, and Turkinen banks it off the boards. Away from Suter, and there'll be no icing call. Van Beesbrook giving it to Suter. To Joel Otto. Across the line, it's called back on an offside pass. And Otto protests, but to no avail. From Chicago, this is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. 4 minutes, 21 seconds left in the third period. 3-3 is the score. Joel Otto comes to center ice for the U.S. Tony Granato is on the left side. Joe Mullen is on the right wing. They have 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in the game in Quebec City, and it's 3-3, Canada and the Soviet Union. Canada can finish on top with a tie. Finish a point ahead of the U.S. should this game end in a tie. Joel Otto barrels into the defenseman Numanen. They exchange some words as Granato's backhander is turned aside. Joe Mullen trying to break up the finished play, but now they get it out to Curry. Curry to Rutinen. Goes in deep. Centers one back. Here's Jari Curry with it. Curry to Rutinen. It's knocked away by Suter. Joe Mullen comes up ice with a pass to Granato. Granato to Otto. He's given it back to Granato, and it was just wide. Oh, wow. Another big chance at the other end of the ice. Curry has it here for Finland. His pass picked off. Greg Janney sets up the play. Carries the puck over the line. Can't slip it through Lume. And up with it here is Teppo Numanen. His pass is to right wing. Ojanen through Curry. Lume recontrols outside the blue line, then turned it over, and Doug Brown starts the play for the U.S. This is Brian Leach. Leach off the left side, shoots. That's just wide of the net. Ruutu open on the left side for the Finns. Makes the pass out. Lume carries it across the line. At the center one, just wide. He had a man moving in neatly. Couldn't get it to him. Brian Leach flips it up ahead. Lume traps it inside the Finnish blue line, but plays it through Petri Skriko. Now Eric Weinrich with a feed to Janney. Doug Brown spots Miller moving in along the left wing boards. Lume picks him up. Chases it back to the goal. It's still centered. The man coming late is LaFontaine. He scores!
building for a storybook ending, Pat LaFontaine. He scored a lot of goals in his young career. What a beautiful wrist shot. Lume made a mistake in not tying up the forward of Team USA, Pat LaFontaine, coming off the bench. They were changing, skated in, grabbed the loose puck, and wristed it into the top right-hand corner.
That goal at 17:27 of the third period. LaFontaine's third of the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. He had a game winner here against the Soviets Saturday night. We'll see if this one stands up. Olchak has cleared the puck into the center ice zone. There's less than a minute to go in that game at Quebec City. Still 3-3, Canada and the Soviet Union. If it ends that way, and the U.S. should win here, Canada and the U.S. would be tied in points. But because Canada beat the U.S. team 6-3, Canada would get first place. The U.S. would finish second. Finland would be third and Sweden fourth, meaning that the U.S. and Finland would play again Wednesday night at Hamilton, Ontario in a sudden death knockout game.
Fans giving Pat LaFontaine a round of applause. LaFontaine sharing his happiness with his coach, assistant coaches, and teammates as they take a one-goal lead into the last 2 minutes of the hockey game.
Miller and Suter get the assists on the goal. It was 3-1 at the end of the first period, 3-2 at the end of the second. Midway through the third period, the score was 3-3, and now LaFontaine has made it 4-3. We have 1 minute and 49 seconds remaining in the third period at Chicago Stadium. Ikonen dropped it back. Numminen to Ruutunen. He'll shoot it in well wide of John Van Beesbrook. It came to the front of the net and is covered by the Beezer. 1 minute and 33 seconds left.
Ikonen complaining to the linesman and the referee, getting sticked by Jeremy Roenick.
Let's remind the fans again, Ed, that the semifinals start on Wednesday. The teams that finish second and third meet on Wednesday. The teams that finish first and fourth will meet on Thursday. And then the two winners will meet first on Saturday at Montreal. Next Monday, a week from tonight, the second game would be played at Hamilton, Ontario. And if the third game is necessary, it too would be at Hamilton on Wednesday, the 18th of September. And the NHL players involved with the 16s then have a week off before they're required to report to their respective teams. The final week of training camp at the beginning of the season, we hope. Oh, long shot from the point got through. Now Madonna plays the puck up ahead. Off left wing is Tony Granato. His shot is into the pads and covered by Tammy.
Excuse me, Jay. Jukka Tammy again demonstrating how good he is with his feet. Quick break out. Madonna, Granato breaking up the ice very quickly with Jeremy Roenick.
That was the story on Ketterer, too, the other goaltender. Good feet, quick.
There's the shot. Look at him use his feet just to trap the puck. And he hangs on to it. Team USA putting the Finns back in their own end of the ice. As far as the goaltending in the third period, John Van Beesbrook has been the story. 4 times the Finnish team have been in all alone on him, and 4 times he beat them.
Jeremy Roenick got the face-off, won the draw. Granato into the high slot, chased back before giving it to Leach. Lets one go, blocked in front, that may have hit Roenick. Granato gets it away, only to have it turned aside. Mike Madonna, Leachley off the boards. Look at this move. Sets up Granato. I thought he had, but Lume really smartly reached in and recovered the puck with a minute to go in the third period. Here's Jari Kurri. Will the Finns pull the goaltender? They can't right now. It's Madonna's forechecking. Knocked it away from Kurri. Jeremy Roenick goes to the boards. Right up with Teppo Numminen. The puck pops loose. Mike Madonna feeds the blue line. Suter recovers it center right. He's giving it to Granato. Snaps it down the boards. Finns hemmed in with 36 seconds left. Numminen handles the puck. And he stays on the ice. Tikkanen moves through center ice into the U.S. zone. Tikkanen gets knocked off the puck. Gary Suter can't control it. Ruutu has it. Now the Finns get the extra man on the ice, but the U.S. comes up with the puck in an empty net. Gary Suter, no! That's an icing call automatically.
Close call as Suter let it go. The puck was bouncing and rolling on him.
They're into the final stages of the game in Quebec City. Let's get you updated on the action between Canada and the Soviet Union.
To go now. Desjardins, Canada won the last chance they look for, but Fedorov brings it out. 2 seconds to go. He's tied up across the line, turned back, and it's going to be a 3-3 tie between Team Canada and the USSR this night at Le Colisée in Quebec City.
And Billy Ranford with another fine game. Both goaltenders were strong in this game.
And there's the story. And here in Chicago, a timeout has been called by Team Finland. They'll have a face-off in the U.S. end of the ice. 15.1 seconds left. And we'll have an opportunity, or at least they'll try, to get a tie in this game. Now, again, I remind you that if the U.S. holds on to win here, they will have 8 points. Canada has 8 points. But Canada went through the tournament undefeated, 3-0-2, while the U.S. would be 4-1. Canada, because of their victory over the U.S., 6-3, will finish first and play Sweden in the opening round. Or I should say the semifinal. That would be on Thursday night. Now the timeout has expired. And Petty Mäkinen has sent out Järvenpää, Numminen, Tikkanen, Curry, Ruutu, and Lume.
Most important thing here for the Team USA, Jiggs, is to win the faceoff. If they don't, every player has an assignment. If they do, they have an assignment. But more importantly, if they don't win it, then they know exactly where they have to go. And that's what Coach Tim Taylor, he's up on the bench yelling. And he's trying to tell Eddie Olchuk to get over on the boards.
Joel Otto against Christian Ruutu on this important faceoff. Linesman Ray Scapinello talks to Ruutu. Otto had to put his stick down first, did. And Beesbrook plays it up along the boards. Otto gets it out of the zone. 8 seconds left. Tikkanen quickly up the middle. Hatcher had it, lost it. Here's Numminen. He shoots. That missed the net. 2 seconds left, and Mullen clears the zone. It's all over. Team USA beats the Finnish team 4-3.
A successful Canada Cup. Jay Leach on the right. Tim Taylor congratulating his coaching staff. Mike Eaves is back there. The players, what a happy crowd. The most successful Canada Cup so far in the round robin portion. Jay Leach on the left. Tim Taylor, he has to feel so relieved.
Now let's join Harvey Wittenberg for the ceremonies here and the naming of the players of the game.
Labatt USA for the Labatt Player of the Game Awards. The Labatt Player of the Game for Team Finland is number 10, Esa Tikkanen. He'll receive an Inuit carving courtesy of Canadian Tire. And the Labatt Player of the Game for Team USA will receive a Canon Couture camera is number 29, Joel Otto.
Joel Otto for Team USA. It's a Tikkanen for Team Finland, and a big night for John Van Beesbrook. His first taste of action in the round-robin portion of this Labatt Canada Cup. He was outstanding as the U.S. wins 4-3. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup.
Team Finland here at Chicago tonight. Their 4th win in 5 games in the round-robin tournament for the Labatt Canada Cup. And as a result of the win and Canada's tie, they end tied in points. Canada with 8, record of 3-0-2. Then the United States 4-1-0. Finland will finish 3rd, Sweden 4th. The Soviets and the Czechs are eliminated from the round robin. So it will be a semifinal matchup of Canada and Sweden on Thursday, the U.S. and Finland on Wednesday. Wednesday night, right here, the U.S. will meet Finland again, and then the following night in Toronto, the Swedes and Canada. And a successful U.S. coach, Tim Taylor, under very trying conditions, has taken this U.S. squad to some lofty heights. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Eddie.
Tim, I suppose there's a lot of emotions running through your head. I wonder, is there any one that's more prevalent than the other right about now?
Well, you know, I think we're still thinking of Coach Johnson and what this all means to him. And we're, there's so many things that happen in the course of a hockey game and in the course of the day that make us all think of Bob. And I'm not trying to be melodramatic here, but he's so much a part of this team and our whole effort. And being in Chicago here, I went shopping with him the last time we were here before he got sick. And I remember him buying a suit and sending it back to the Pittsburgh Penguins office. And all those memories keep running through our minds. I know he's so happy for us in our finish. And I think that's the dominant emotion in all of us.
When I think about the finish, Tim, I think about the heart-stopping moments in the 3rd period. John Van Beesbroek, I think he had 7 shots on goal leading up to that particular flurry where there were 3 breakaways. He stopped them all, and another one later on.
Yeah, they're a dangerous team. Finland's a dangerous team, and they've always been difficult for us to play against. They have a couple of real good players that make it very, very difficult to contain. They're very, very difficult to contain, and we got it a little reckless there for a while, and I'm afraid we had to count on Johnny. I'm so happy for him. He's been waiting for his time to shine, and he was a huge part of this victory. It was a very difficult time for any goaltender, for any goaltender to play, but particularly Johnny, who hadn't played in four games.
Tim, we appreciate your candidness and your availability throughout this entire round-robin tournament. It's much appreciated. Good luck in the game against Finland again on Wednesday night.
Thanks, fellas.
It took a heart-stopping moment for Team USA to pull this one out. The winning goal coming at 17:27 of the 3rd period. LaFontaine just off the bench at the top of the circle. Mitsio Katami with that goal. Assist to Miller and Suter. And the United States has defeated Finland by a score of 4-3. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. From Chicago, the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup has been brought to you by Labatt's Blue. Now you're laughing. Our thanks to all the crew here at Chicago Stadium. For Ed Westfall, I'm Jakes McDonald, reminding you that tonight the United States defeated Finland 4-3 and finishes with a record of 4 wins and 1 loss and a tie for first place in the Labatt Canada Cup.